Good afternoon. It's Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing, with today's post-close grain and livestock comments for the 15th day of July, Wednesday. Well, a whippy Wednesday, yeah, but impressive moves higher, led by wheat. Wheat is riding the story out of Ukraine and Russia with what's going on over there. More disruption of that whole ecosystem over there. You have Chicago, September wheat up 32.5 cents, 677.5. Kansas City up 42 cents, 720. At the end of the day, this was not a sure thing. I can tell you that because on June 30th, going into the acres report, we puked lows in September wheat, trading 574. Here we are today, a dollar higher, 677, dollar three higher. Are we going to challenge the May high at $7? It sure feels like it. It's only um, you know, today's high was 82, 82 and three quarters. So I would hold on there. It is a gift to producers. Certainly, 2026 has been challenging. If you look at these prices, September and January was trading at 540. So last time I checked, 540 to 670. That's a pretty good chunk of change of revenue. Um, I can understand not wanting to sell the grain because this is the year we go even higher and higher and higher. This is the time to start looking at, spending a dime or 15 cents to protect the dollar that we just picked up, right? And so that's something to look at. I can't stress it enough. So it's what we wanted, and I'm gonna move on to corn right now. D's corn up 9 cents, 469 and a half, traded as high as 471. We're above the 50-day and the 200-day moving average. The 100-day is up there at 73. Why is that important? If we get above the 100-day, we'll be above all three well followed moving averages. I'll just double checking here. Yeah, 73 and an eighth. That's where the 100-day is. And tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday, Friday. Friday settlement's going to be huge. We have now clawed back in new crop corn. Remember, we had the May high of 506 and a half. The low of the day of the acres report that night, they pushed us down to 425 and three quarters. Uh, we have now clawed back over half. 466 was half. Um, we've been stutter stepping there for a while. The first time we came up here, we failed miserably. They pushed it down from 66 to 47. They tried really hard to shake everybody out. That was a nasty break. But now we're right back at it. And 473, 475 and a half. Why is 475 and a half a big number? It is the 62% retracement. Also, we're going to talk about what is a good sale or a bad sale in 2026. Anything north of 481. Okay, if you look at the spread of prices that we've had, anything north of 481 is in the upper one third of available prices, right? Historically, most farmers tend to sell in the middle third. For 20, 30 years, we were told that, a lot of sales were in the bottom third. The latest study suggested that it's really closer to the middle third. So if you're trying to do a better job marketing, what is that, at this point, the difference between 450 and 480, 30 cents, 30 cents on a bushel. That may not sound like a lot, but for the last 2 years, I'm going to throw this in the letter tonight. The last 2 years, we've traded from 445 to 475 repeatedly, repeatedly. So when you get up here around 475, I know it's not enough, but it's relatively good prices compared to what we've been offered in the last 3 years. So rather than beat your head against the wall and complain about how unfair the markets are and everything else, I get it. It's not a fun time to be a corn producer, but you've got to take advantage of these prices when they're here. So if I had told you back uh, 2 weeks ago, don't worry, we're going to rally back 45 cents, I think you would have said, no, let me have some of whatever it is that you put in your cookies. Uh, so this is a rally. You've got to reward it. At the end of the day, you need to be making good cash sales. I'll just leave it at that. So if we get to 475, is that close enough to 480, 481 for you to do some business? It's everybody's judgment for themselves. Novi beans, holy cow, we settled above $12, up 10 3/4 cents at 12.01 3/4. Are we going to make a run for the 12.14, which was the high in the May? So hopefully we do. If you're working with me or you follow my letter, you know I've got a cash sell target up there. If you want to know what it is, give me a call. I'll tell you personally. If you're getting my letter, you know which one it is. And that sale will get us to 50% sold if we're able to get it. And right now, our cash sales in corn, if you're following me, the average sale, we're 30% sold at 488 on the board. We are 35% sold at 1147. If we get this sale, the next sale that we want to make in Novi beans, it'll bring our average up to 1167. Anything north of 1161 is in the upper 30% of prices for this year. And can we take out 1214 and go to the contract high 3 years ago at 1241? Boy, 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 I hope so. I really do. I hope that we get a chance to go there. It all depends on the weather. So a good Wednesday. We never really had a real whipsaw day. Usually when we have markets like this, somewhere we get the lunchtime swoon where they come in and break it for 15 cents for no reason. We didn't see that. Now we got to get through the night trade tonight and tomorrow night. So that's every man's for himself on the night trade. It can be a complete nightmare trade. But all things considered, 1201 beans, I think that works for most guys. All things considered, the board price with these corn at 470, you've got to let me know, does that work for you or not? I know it's not enough. It's never enough, but it beats farming for a loss. And I want to close real quick with corn that's in the bin. Sep corn, we dropped 85 cents from the May high to the acres report low. From 491, the acres report low was 406. We have clawed back half of it. So it's 450. That's going to be the next hurdle. We got as high as 449 today. Again, it's 6 on one, half dozen on the other. I know it's not enough, but if you were worried 2 weeks ago, that we were going to go below $4, and a lot of guys were, to be sitting here back to 450 again, it may be worth you moving some bushels. You can always re-own them with a cheap call. If you're selling into a 50-cent rally, hold back 10 cents for a call. You don't have to have a ton of risk. At least then you're making a good cash sale, a relatively good cash sale if you need to. So that's what I want to say about corn in the bin. I know there's a lot of guys out there sitting with corn in the bin, and I know a lot got sold right on those lows across the country or right around it because people were worried about $4 going away. So we're here to manage risk. I'm not one of those people that says I have the crystal ball and I can tell you where the highs and lows are going to be. I sincerely hope that we see sharply higher prices between now and harvest. I'd love to be able to make some better cash sales moving ahead. Again, if you're looking for those specific levels, I provide that every day for my clients and my subscribers. Going to wrap it up with the protein complex. Another day of down. August fat cattle down $1.30, traded down to 230, took out 230 by a little bit. The low was 229, 250, so it ran some stops down there. It did settle at 230 and change. It's the 13th day in a row of lower prices. If you look at that contract, I'm going to break it down tonight in the letter, but pretty sure it's 12 or 13 days. August feeders did manage to finish higher by a buck today, a buck 15, 349.95. But in the last 13, 14 days, we've dropped 30 bucks. Hard to believe, right? We started June 25th at 377.40. Today's low was 347.40 or 347.45. So that's 30 bucks. Is that enough, or are we going to run down and go see the June 4th New World Screwworm low down at 336? So 36 to 49. Yeah, there's still $13 worth of risk here if this thing doesn't snap out of it. So today, anybody that was working with me, if we were able to roll down puts, we did. In some cases, we cut the time back from 120, 130 days to 60 or 70 days because this thing is going to work itself out, I think, in the next month, month and a half. So hopefully we continue to find some support here. But you got to think if we start getting sharply higher corn prices, that's all going to so be a negative for the cattle market. Cattle market cash has been coming under pressure, um, and we're just going to have to see how we finish for the week. The lean hogs did manage a higher day out there December. We've been watching December, looking to see if those deferred months would catch a floor. It's been very, very volatile. We literally were at 77 2 days ago. Yesterday's low was 74. Today we're back north of 77. So a whipsaw, very tough trade there, especially if you're trading futures. But for now, it looks like the funds are stuck. They are stuck short 20,000 contracts of hogs. They are also still stuck short wheat. They bought back a lot of it, but they were short wheat going into this last move, so they have not been doing well. They've been wrong multiple times this year, and hopefully, if you're a hog producer, hopefully they're wrong right now, and hopefully their buying back will help give us another run higher. So that's what we're looking at. Kind of a lot to cover today. Very, very technical. Please, please, please take advantage of this rally. Don't let it fritter away. There's 90 cents worth of risk in beans here. Beans have made and lost over 50 cents 3 times this year. Right, the last time we did this, we were 12.14. We broke all the way down to 11.25. So don't think that it can't happen again. These markets are anything but predictable. So manage your risk, hope for the best. This is Chris. Have a great day. If you're looking for help, give me a call 312 638 8868. Take care.